Ooh-wee. Woo-wee, what's going on YouTube? It's Donnie all day. So I'm going to do this a little backwards. I'm going to give you the specs and all the rundown on this knife in a second. I just wanted to use it real quick because I got some food and I was like, ooh, I could just use it for that to show it before I take it outside and then give you everything. Let's see if I'm running out of hair on that arm. All these tests and reviews. Let's see how sharp it is. Before I use it for food, it is razor sharp. You can see it. It is razor sharp and good to go. So this is a Lothar, obviously, as you can see by the title. And I'm going to give you everything. I'm going to give you everything about the knife. First, I just want to clean it. Hold on. Don't want to cut food with the skin and hair knife. So I know this is nothing. This is just simple stuff. But when I open the package for this knife, and I will go through the regular intro stuff. When I open the package for this knife, my first thought was, I'm like, oh, it looks small. And then I put it in my hand, and I realized from here to here is a really nice distance, especially when you go with the thumb over grip. Is a really nice distance, and my pinky has positive traction on this whole knife. I put my forefinger right here on the bend before the ricasso, and I have really good traction. And I was like, okay, so maybe it only looks small. I mean, to me, I'm big. But this right here is really nice. If you're a fan of like the Buck 110, and who isn't a fan of the Buck 110, you'd like this because it's basically a smaller version of that knife, but modern. You can see the G10 scales, right? You've got the thumb studs. You've got a button lock. So it even turns it into kind of a fidgety tool, which I think is pretty cool. Not only that, but you have the pocket clip. And I was like, you know, this is actually kind of nice. And look how thick this is. I don't know the measurement yet. I haven't looked at all the specs. But, I mean, that's definitely more than 3 millimeters. It's either 3.5, 4 millimeters, somewhere in there. Definitely between 3.5 and 4.5. That's a nice blade. The push button works really well as I fail to do it. You just got to keep hold on it and let it go at the right time. But it's a really cool thing you can just fidget with. You can open it up with, you know, a Spidey flick. You can open it up with the pencil fullers. You can do a pinch and pull. You can do a pinch and snap. I mean, pretty much any way you want to open it. I don't know if it'll flick. Let's see if we can power flick it. Oh, yes, it does. So the knife is actually pretty nice. And the price is always pretty good too. So let's go through this. I got a couple lobster here, and I was like, oh, I got to cut up some of these shells and de-shell this lobster. And I thought, I have this knife that I have to go through, so why not use it for this? So I don't use a knife to open a lobster or break open a lobster, but I'm gonna try and use a knife to open a lobster today, just to go over some of this stuff. Obviously the rubber bands, it's cutting really nice. And this is kind of thing like, you have an EDC and you might need it for something and you don't know what you're going to need it for. This could be good. So right now, there's where the claw goes into the body. Trying to do this so you guys can see is kind of tough, but we're going to figure it out. We'll figure it out. All right, this should be good. This should be good. So what I want to do is I just want to cut right through the shell. Let's see. And ba-boom. That's not so bad. I even pulled off a foot. So now we have all this cartilage that holds the arm. This is not how you open a lobster, by the way. That holds the arm to the claw. All right. So that's working. So let's cut out. Now, normally you just break these off with your hands. But, and for the sake of science, and using a knife, I'm just literally putting the knife down and then twisting, and it's coming right through this shell. Lobster shell is not the hardest thing in the world, but it's also not the softest thing in the world. So basically with a lobster shell, you pinch this way, you pull off the tail this way, and then you spread it that way. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna flatten it. We're gonna do chef style, and we're gonna try and go straight through. Look at that. Look at that. So if you're doing decorative lobster display, this is how you open it. This is working really well. This is working really well for a shelled fish. You know what I mean? So you open it up. It's beautiful. All right, well, hold on. All right, had a phone call. So now these antennae aren't something that we cut off when we're talking lobster, but for the sake of science, why not cut up some antenna? So obviously this little blade works just fine doing this, but we're gonna do some more. Hold on, I gotta eat some lobster first. All right, back on track. Whoa. So this is what we're looking at. We're looking at a blade length of 3 1/8. We're looking at a handle length of 4 inches. We're looking at a blade thickness of an 1/8 inch thick. So they have it on the Amazon price. They had it for $65.99, and right now it's sub $60 at $59.99, and it ships pretty fast, which is kind of cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the link here into there. You have a so look for the link down below for the Amazon order. And remember, I get nothing. I get no money from this, right? From anything you buy. So I'm not telling you to get something because it's going to do something good for me. If I tell you a price on something, maybe it'll do good for you. I mean, we're still going to test it. We're going to go figure out if that's the plan. But if it works out all right, you might just want one because it's a really nice looking knife. So the Rockwell on this guy is 58 to 60. The blade steel is 14C28N. If you don't know what that is, it has really good edge retention and really good corrosion resistance. It's very nice. Let's see. Let's go over what it comes with real quick. It comes in this little Lothar bag, which is nice, which comes in this like carbon fiber looking soft hard case, and it's velvet lined, which is really nice. And I say soft because it's kind of padded feeling. You have a little Lothar pamphlet, and it even comes with an adjustment tool, which is really nice. So you get a whole package when you get one of these knives, just including this. All right, so let's take it outside before the rain comes. Well, I'd say let's get it in the sunlight, but you can see them dark clouds above. We're about to get some thunderstorms. Imagine that, New England, we're getting some rain. All right, so at least it's light enough to where we can see it and get a pretty good idea of what's going on with this thing. It's a nice looking knife. It really is. It's just a sweet clip point, typical EDC, typical classic style. It's everything that you're pretty much used to, you know what I mean, in a knife. So let's take it over here to the stump, cut what we can cut, and see how this thing goes. I already know it's going to tear through lobster. Tear through lobster. All right, let's get it over here. This is, when I do things like the rope cut, it's usually the first cut I do, but after grinding through lobster, and check this out, the edge, no chipping. That's a worry when you're talking about digging through lobster shell. It's not the softest material in the world, but this guy had no problems with it. All right, let's do a couple 4-foot drops. We'll see how that bite goes. Oh, it's actually pretty nice. It's got a swedge tip there. It dives right in. Dives right in. Do a couple hard downwards. Yeah. Did you hear that? It threw the crap out of that. That was in there really, really nice. That went in over a 1/2 inch. That's pretty darn good. All right, so let's see about a push cut after going through lobster shell. Ooh, I can hear thunder. All right, there we go. There we go. It's still, blew right in my face, still sharp enough. now we got this hose. We got this hose. Damn hose. All right, so let's see if we can't get a nice couple of cuts here. Bam. 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 Bam, bam. Look at that. So obviously the edge is good enough for that kind of stuff. And when you're talking about EDC work, everyday carry, things that you're just going to use a knife for randomly and regularly, I mean, that does the job right there. Look at that. Slice that in half. Slice that in half. We can literally dice up a rubber hose. Try to get the angle here. Bam. I mean, that's pretty simple. That's pretty simple. This thing is literally cutting with ease. All right, let's see. Let's get a nice view in here. Get that side grip. Ooh, very nice. Very nice. Now this style of knife, like the Buck 110 style, has been an outdoorsman's knife. Oh, I'm off target here. Since the beginning of knifedom, pretty much. Since Buck came out with that knife, it has been multiplied, copied, redone, used everywhere around the world, and it's been used for stuff just like this, not just for opening letters and things like that. This guy, they call it a trapper hunter style, right? That's what the actual style of this knife is. I keep like lowering my arm. Sorry, guys. And what that means is it's a camp bring along. This is your secondary camp knife, so you don't have to take out your giant buoy to get all your delicate work done. You have this knife, and knives just like this, to do work just like that. So let's see if we can't get some notching done here. Let's see if we can't get some notching done here. All right, that was actually really nice. So you see that? We're gonna finish it off and make it a nice square notch. Let's see. I mean, it's actually kind of breezing right through this wood. That's really, really nice. Really, really nice. So you're going to be able to do any of your smaller knife needs with this knife the same way you've been doing it for the last 60 years, more than that, with the Buck. It's going to do the same job. The difference is it's going to do it for a little bit less money. So, and you're going to do it with a pocket clip, and you're going to do it with a button lock, and you're going to do it with a nice steel, and you're going to do it with G10 handles, and you're going to do it with thumb studs. Not so bad. Not so bad. Let's see something. People always wonder about button locks. That's good. That's good. Nothing. It didn't move. It's not doing anything it's not supposed to. It's closing. It's staying closed. And when it's open, it's staying open. And I missed because all the sap. But that's really, really good. Let's see here. Let's see. Do I have anything to baton with? Anything that's smaller than a ginormous log? Nope. Doesn't matter. We're going to do it anyways. So what I want to do is I want to do some side batoning. And let's make sure I got you guys in there real good. And just take this stick down. Going straight through. Let's see. We got to make that teepee here. We got to make that teepee here. It's really hard to control this ginormous log, but we're going to get it done because it's what we do. It's just more and more hits on the piece. So I mean, it's going to get the job done. Any wiggling, wobbling, any loosening, nope. The thing is still fully intact. It's looking good. It's feeling good. I did something to my knee. I don't know what I did. I got my brace on today because my knee is killing me. Although I play basketball every day, that could have something to do with it. Let's get over here. Let's get over here and cut some more. Let's cut some more. People are going to ask, is it good for self-defense? This is not a self-defense knife. This is an EDC camp knife. But let me tell you something, anything sharp and pointy quickly opens. It's going to be good, especially on a pocket clip. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Unless, you know, you can't fight your way out of a wet paper bag. Then you're going to die. All right, so let's see here. Butter smooth leather, that weird stuff they have in there, plus the rubber. There's 3 layers in there. No problem. Just opens it right up. So are you going to be able to use it as like a little skinner when you're out in the woods and you're trapped and all you have is your big knife that you can't skin small things with, like mice and little birds and things like that? Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's twist up this plastic here. Abso-freaking-lutely. Let's see. Man, it's just born to cut. It's born to cut. Kind of like me. Born to cut. Let's see here. I honestly wasn't sure if that was going to stick. That's about 3.5 yards away from me, right? So it's farther away from me than I am tall, and I'm 6'3". I just threw a little side action. I didn't think it was going to get there and stick, but it absolutely did, because it's cool. All right, so we got some thorns growing over here. I wonder if we can, even though it's dangling, there's nothing to hold it. Woo, very nice. Very nice. Got to get rid of these thorns. They're a pain in my everything. They're thorns. So we got some vines here. Vines. If anybody has vines on their property, they know how hard they are to cut and maintain. Let's see. This one's an old dried one. Old dried one. Let me get you out of my grill. Bam. Okay. Good. Okay. Stuff growing over the fence. Look at that. Just all day long. This is that, like, I don't know, poison something. I don't know. You're not supposed to touch it with your hands. So don't do what I do, because I don't know, you might die. So it's just gonna cut through everything. Just everything. And it's gonna do it pretty easily. The knife is attractive. The knife is sharp. The knife is comfortable. The knife has modern features with classic styling. It's kind of hard to find things not to really like about it. It's just a nice knife. Let's come over here, do a little bit more cutting. I got some shaved plywood here. Just want to see if we can't. This is about the same. It's about an 1/8 inch thick. Well, gives you an idea. Gives you an idea what you can expect out of this little beauty. So, no way around it. It's just a good little knife. If the knife knifes, it's a knife, right? That's pretty sweet. Long, skinny tip, and it didn't bend when I threw it into something. I'm gonna keep bringing that up because people like to say, oh, you can't throw a long, skinny tip, it's gonna bend. Well, guess what? Didn't bend. This knife is really nice. It's small, it's compact, it's an easy carry. Anybody can tote this around. It's not going to draw attention from the law. It's just a nice little knife. You got a lanyard hole, you got a nice little pocket clip, you got a nice little button lock, nice little thumb studs, just everything you want in an EDC it has, with a price tag of under 60 bucks. So follow the link below. Look at it. If you like it, grab one, because I like it. And I am Donnie all day. Until next video.